Hello and a very good morning. Welcome to Ideal World. I'm Hayley. It's great always to have your company. You're joining us, though, for my favourite hour of the week. It is the Planet Cruise TV show. And what we've got today are 6 incredible cruises, some really unique destinations, some incredible prices. One cruise under £36 per person per night, which is out of this world. We've got Northern Lights, we've got some really special things. And of course, Planet Cruise, an award-winning cruise agents that really can make that holiday bespoke to you as well. We really have got a bespoke cruise company and a bespoke guest as well. I could hardly get that out. Perhaps it's because it's not quite true, but it is. Just didn't have any joking.
That's right, it's good to see you again.
Always great to have your company. It's always great to work with you.
I'm used to you by now.
I really look forward to it because we do have a great hour, and you bring us some amazing cruises. And of course, cruising for you has been a huge part of your life. Yeah,
I spent 6 years at sea, so a lot of the ports that we're going to be talking about, I've actually been there.
Fabulous.
And that's the great thing with Planet Cruise, is the people that work for Planet Cruise work for them because they've been in the industry. This is not just somebody booking a holiday on a telephone. You're speaking to experts in their field. One of the greatest things is, as you said, about bespoke cruising. We've got so many cruises here. They've got such great destinations. You'll get there, like Rio. We've got a cruise coming up later on in Rio, and you go, I'd love to stay on a couple of nights more. You know, you sort of like look what you could have seen.
Can't you? So do just jump on the phones. They will tailor-make every cruise perfect for you to suit your needs. And that's the wonderful thing, is the girls and the guys that you speak to on the phones, and they are amazing. I booked my cruise on the phone just the same as you. They didn't know who I was. They are so helpful, and like you say, they have been to these places. They know the ships. They know what's going to suit you. They know where's the best place to stay on if you want to stay on. They can advise you on excursions even before you even get onto the ship.
Well, and it's the exclusive stuff that you get as well, because some of the actual destinations, you know, real rare destinations. You know, I was cruising for 6 years, and there's some of the ports today, and I was like, wow, you're going to be going there. I really can't wait till later on. So the last cruise that we've got is my personal favourite. The first one that we've got is just going to absolutely fly. Get on the phones early, because this first one with Thomson is just massive. How would you like a 7-night cruise and an all-inclusive stay in a Thomson 4T hotel for better than half the brochure price? And this is in October, so if you're thinking now of last minute, this it's just perfect.
It is absolutely incredible. It's on screen now. You can see all the details there, and you can see the price. And upstairs they've just said, have we got the right? Is that right? £499.
Works out at £36 per night per person.
And this is, we're cruising for a week.
Yeah. And
we're then having a all-inclusive
in the hotel.
Break.
But while you're on board the ships, all your tips and service are included as well. So this is a great, and if you've cruised with Thomson before, you'll know that it's got such a big following.
Now, we were so wowed by this because, if you have cruised with Thomson before, you go back time and time again, because it is just such an inviting, fabulous cruise. But we were looking at just the holiday itself, so the hotel itself. And we thought, oh, we'll just see if we went to that same hotel, how much it would be. £460 for the week. In that
and then
same
look at
hotel.
What it would cost you, for
so
an extra
for just £39 extra, you're getting a 7-night cruise as well. Oh my word, we need to look on board. Of course, this is the Thomson spirit. This is what you can expect on board the Thomson. I mean, the Thomson ships are, and we've been on them a number of times. Actually, I worked on one for a period of time as well. They're fabulous. They're so comfortable. You fall in love with them, don't you?
Yeah, you've got character. It's that real sort of, when I say family atmosphere, it's great for families, but it almost feels as if you're part of their family.
Yes.
Because it's, it's a smaller, intimate way of cruising, not like some of the bigger ships that we'll be featuring later on, which are fantastic. This has got that real feel to it. This is why people go back time and time again to Thomson. The entertainment is absolutely superb.
It's amazing.
I mean, really, when it comes to British entertainment, they're probably one of the best at sea. The food is fantastic as well, and of course you've got all of the on-board facilities as well you'd expect of any modern cruise line. But again, it is that deal. You are getting a 7-night cruise with tips and service included, and an all-inclusive stay at that resort as well. And when we talk about the resort, there's a shuttle bus that goes down to the Blue Lagoon, which is only 20 minutes away. All of that is included as well. That's the great thing. I mean, you can see here, this is the sort of the hub of the ship. You've only got about 5 bars on this particular ship, but they are fantastic bars. A stone's throw away, I mean, it's only about 100 paces anywhere that you've got your entertainment, you've got your food, you've got your bars, you've got your cabin. So it's just everything is there for you.
Perhaps if you've never cruised before, it would be a great starting point as well. And how perfect having the 7 nights on board, and then you've got a 7-night stay. But let's see where we're going, because this is quite unique. Remember, this is better than half price. You've got this is going to be the best seller, I think. And we start off, where do we fly to first of all?
You're going to be flying to Dalaman and then into Marmaris, and this is just a great way of starting off your holiday. You've got a nice relaxing day at sea to kick off with, and then you're into what, again, this itinerary. There's some great places that if you've never been before, you know, this really is great. You're going to be going into the Lebanon, you're going to be going into Beirut, and of course with this now, of course, loads of modern facilities. And this is a part of the world that if you've never been, you've done the Caribbean, you've done the Med, why not try this?
Absolutely. And so different to how you imagine it. What a mixture, because it's very modern, and then you've got the old side as well.
You've got to remember, this is a real melting pot of cultures, and that's the great thing, that it's all multicultural. There's some great old ruins as well. The Baalbek as well is absolutely amazing. The ruins there are just superb.
Fabulous.
And also go to Mount Lebanon as well, because the actual scenery that you've got there is superb.
And then we're moving on to Larnaca, to Cyprus.
Yeah, we're going to Cyprus, completely different feel now.
Absolutely.
This is cafes, this is bars, you've got the promenade along the front where you come into the port, and then of course you've got all of your ancient sites as well.
Yeah,
you've got the ancient Kition, which is built by the Achaean Greeks back in the 13th century. You've got the Lefkara as well, which is great for lace. So if you do like your sort of regional and traditional products, like when we say about going to Madeira, you've got to get Madeira cake and you've got to get, you know, Madeira wine. This is where you get your lace from in Lefkara. Then you've got Nicosia as well, which is of course the last divided capital. It's a bit strange actually. There's a town in Cyprus where in the 70s, when the Turks invaded, literally half of it is just left. So it's like a time capsule of the 1970s. Bit eerie, but it's one of those things, if you love going to see something that you've never seen before, you'll never find it anywhere else worldwide, apart from that one place. It really is
amazing.
Great.
And then we're moving on to next.
Yeah, you're going to be going into Israel. This is the port for Jerusalem, for Bethlehem. So if you really do want to make any religious pilgrimages, then this is going to be perfect for you. Of course, you've got the Western Wall, the Wailing Wall, you've got the Dome of the Rock at Temple Mount. As well, so you know, really one of those things that, you know, is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and especially if it's something that's very personal to you, then you really will appreciate having been to this wonderful place as well.
And it's places I think we're also interested to go to, and you've got such a unique itinerary. You get to see so much on this. And where are we heading to after that?
We're going to be going to Israel, and again, this is just on the outskirts. Unlike Tel Aviv, where Tel Aviv is just busy. This is deeply religious. You've got massive multicultural society. The actual gardens in this particular port is one to go to see, and that's the Baha'i Gardens. You've got minarets, you've got church spires. Here you go.
Wow.
Look at this. And this is just, you don't expect to see that in the Middle East.
Not at all.
It's just so beautiful.
It's so different to how you imagine it. It's incredible. And this is just the beginning of your holiday. We've then got another relaxing day at sea.
Yep.
And then we're heading to our hotel break.
Yeah, and this is your 7 nights. Now, the great thing about this is if you just want a relaxing part, so the cruise is the time when you do your tours, you know, where it's a busy day, you'll go out and see these places, because let's face it, if you're travelling all that way, you've got to go and see
You want to see these places. These are so unusual that you're going to want to see and visit, aren't you?
Yeah, but then when you get into the hotel, it's a fantastic Thomson 4T hotel. Great facilities in the hotel itself. Remember, this is all inclusive when you've got your hotel break. That's the great thing.
So we've got our food, we've got our drink. That's amazing.
All inclusive. Then you're going to be you've got the facilities. You've got this lovely little place called the Blue Lagoon. And it's just a 20-minute, the shuttle bus is put on, so you just jump on the shuttle bus, go down to the Blue Lagoon, you've got the beach, you've got around the pool. It's just going to be a perfect break.
It sounds absolutely amazing, and you've got an all-inclusive stay there for 7 nights. It actually works out for your 14 nights under £36 per person per night. Now, these are very much exclusive reductions to Planet Cruise. You want to book this quickly. I do think this is going to be our bestseller of the actual hour. So we will let you know how it's going, because I do think this is going to be extremely busy. Do remember, you do need to go onto a different phone number, so 0800 781 5458, or jump onto the Planet Cruise website. Let's have a look at the ship itself, though, because of course you've got this fabulous 7-night cruise on board, and I do think they are lovely, lovely ships.
Well, the thing is, you just saw there, she's a classic ship.
She is.
But then when you look at the interior, look how modern and luxurious that interior is. You expect, when you actually see the outline of the ship, it's like a classic car. You look at it and you think, oh, it's going to be all leather and wood inside. No, this is all modern facilities. And again, the entertainment, the Broadway Show Lounge that you can see there, that is the absolute hub of the ship. Fantastic entertainment. I know certainly Keith, who's the presenter on Tuesdays, he used to work for Thomson and Cunard. He was part of the entertainment team on board that ship as well. So really great entertainment on board. And fantastic food as well.
Let's have a little look at what we've got included, because you've got so much. Do check out, of course, all your regional airports as well. This actual deal is going from Bournemouth. You have got, and it is, as I say, an exclusive price reduction for Planet Cruise. This is an unbelievable price. It's better than half price. It works out under £36 per person per night. Your return flights from Bournemouth, but do check all the sort of local airports to yourself. And remember, you have got a 7-night all-inclusive stay at the 40 Green Forest Hotel. Now, that's all inclusive. On board, it's full board, which is absolutely amazing. And of course, that includes the tips as well, doesn't it, with Thomson?
Yeah, it's just one of those great things.
Oh my word! I don't know how we can beat that. That is just #1 of our cruises. We know this is going to be busy, so do make sure you look into that in more detail. But we're moving on. We're moving on to Cruise and Maritime. Now, I know this is going to be a good one, because this is going to tick something off your bucket list, I do believe. Yeah.
Oh, this is just a great itinerary, and this is one of their most popular ships. It's the latest ship to join the fleet. With some of these smaller cruise companies, obviously they don't custom bespoke their ships. They are refurbished ships, but the great thing about it is this brand new ship to the to Cruise and Maritime has proved so popular. So, you know, if you've heard of this ship, just get on board.
Looks like a real classic ship.
Yeah, and again, you can see it's all about that intimate, fun nature that you've got on board. Fantastic on-board facilities, and with that classic feel of this type of cruise ship. Again, you still have got those quiet deck areas that you can disappear to, but you're never going to be short of company on board. It's going to be great to sort of meet new friends. You know, you will bump into people if you cruise regularly. And you start talking about, oh, which ships have you been on?
Absolutely.
Where have you? What would you recommend in port?
And there's a really great single price, a real special for the single price as well. So if you are travelling alone, it is that perfect ship that you will meet up and sit down and chat to people and make some long-term friends, which is what you do on board cruise ships.
It's where you're going on this one. This is amazing. It's one of the things that, unfortunately, I never got a chance to see.
No.
But, you know, I've said a couple of times, I always wanted to go on Concorde, I always wanted to go on the Queen Mary, still can do that, but I always wanted to see the Northern Lights. And this is the thing, that this cruise is going to be one of your best opportunities to see one of the most beautiful natural phenomenon called the Aurora Borealis.
It is. The times you're going, and obviously it's weather permitting, but you have got a good chance.
Yeah, and like I said, it's one of those things you can never guarantee, but this is one of your best shots because you've got a window when it's going to be, well, hopefully the perfect conditions.
I mean, it is absolutely amazing. My partner's been lucky enough, he was on board a ship and did get to see this, and he just couldn't describe it. It's just incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, Aurora Borealis, the northern wind, and it's just such a beautiful ballet of lights. And certainly if you don't get to see the Northern Lights, you're going to have the land of the midnight sun. We talked about this earlier on. For many of these countries so far north, they will have months and months of darkness, and then they will have months and months where it hardly ever gets dark at all. You'll be on board the ship looking out at probably 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and the sun has only just hit the ocean. It's not going to dip below,
it's amazing,
and then it just dips back up, so it only goes to sort of dusk for a couple of hours. So that's the great thing. You've got beautiful locations, which is some of the ports here on Norway are not your regular ports, and you're leaving from the UK, so no flying.
So no fly. We're actually leaving from Tilbury, which is fabulous in London, just off the Thames, which is, I mean, how amazing is that to start off with?
Well, you could perhaps do a little city break. I know you were talking about perhaps going to London for a weekend.
I was saying just that, because I was saying to get a nice hotel, that some of these cruises, I could actually book a cruise rather than just a hotel in London.
A couple of nights,
with the prices we've got. So we're sailing out from Tilbury. Where are we heading to, first of all?
From Tilbury over to Amsterdam. This is just fantastic. Amsterdam is one of those places that you can wander around and get lost. You've got to do a canal tour. Watch out for the bikes. They have multi-storey, not car parks, but multi-storey bike parks. It's the strangest thing. Of course, it is the land of windmills. It's the land of tulips from Amsterdam.
It is fabulous.
The Keukenhof gardens are just absolutely stunning. You can see the windmills there. Of course, you've got your Delft China, you've got the Anne Frank Museum, you've got Rembrandt. There's so much to do. Maybe do a little bit of window shopping as well. Obviously, there's lots of other things. Cafe culture is big as well, so perhaps pop into one of the cafes for a coffee. Just go careful what cake you have, shall we say. But you can't go to Amsterdam without experiencing it. Then you're going to have a nice relaxing day at sea and you're into your first Norwegian port. I'm just going to let you see this next picture and just drink it in for a couple of seconds. That is Olden.
Isn't that amazing?
It's one of the smallest little towns.
Wow.
The Norwegians basically go there for their summer. In the winter, it's completely shut up because the weather is so diverse here. You can see the snow-capped mountains. You can see how beautifully clear that water is. Now, this is the port where you can go to see the Bristol Glacier. I've actually walked on this. It's a great tour that you can go on. You don't have to be too active, shall we say. You're not going to be ice climbing like some James Bond film. You're going to be walking it. And look, you can see here some of the glaciers. They move very slowly, and it's just wonderful to listen to the actual sound of the ice moving and cracking. Really is great. Then you've got another relaxing day at sea, and then you're into Sortland. This is part of their island network in Norway. This is completely different. This has got a really Norse and Viking influence. The wooden huts that you'll see here are something completely different, and it's also one of the strongest tidal currents in the world. There's something like 1.5 million litres of water, or gallons of water, I think, actually, that pass through these straits every day. It really is amazing. Then you're going to be going into Alta. This is actually known as the City of the Northern Lights. The further you go north, obviously, this is where you're going to see your Land of the Midnight Sun. This is where you're going to see the snow-capped mountains. But just be warned, it's not that cold. The great thing is that in the daytime, with that sun beating down, it's actually quite warm. All I would say is don't pack too many woolly jumpers. Take a couple, because you will need them at night. But it's surprisingly warm in the day. Then you're going to be going into Honnesvåg. Now, this is obviously your last village before the mysterious North Cape, okay? And this is where you're going to be seeing your Land of the Midnight Sun. This is just, it's a phenomenon that until you've experienced it, you can't describe it.
I bet.
There's lots on board, no doubt. I know I was on P&O, but no doubt any cruise line that goes to this part of the world will have some sort of entertainment out on deck at night.
Right.
Because that's the great thing. You sat there, it's 1:30 in the morning, and you think it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
That amazing?
It really is brilliant. From Honnesvåg on to Tromsø, I love this place. You've got a fantastic cable car that you can go up, and you've got this wonderful 360-degree view all the way around. I mean, you've got stunning landscape again. You've got the Polar Museum as well, and you can go on a tour as well, which is called the Husky Wilderness Camp. And there's about 250 of these wild huskies. So if you are an animal lover, then you're going to love that. Yeah.
You'd have to do that. And, of course, you can pre-book that as well with Planet Cruise. If you do want to book any excursions up, just ask Planet Cruise to sort it out for you. That would be so exciting. Where are we going to next? We've got a relaxing day at sea, and we're on to...
we're on to Trondheim. Now, this is where you've got to do your railway tour. Please do book this one early to avoid any disappointment, because you've got the urban centre, but then you can then go up into the mountains, and it's just absolutely superb. You can see quite unique architecture. You'll probably recognise this when we get to Bergen at the end of this cruise, but definitely do the railway tour there. It's definitely one to do. From Trondheim, then, you're going to be going into Andalsnes, and you're going to be there for part of the day, and then you're going to be cruising through a fjord. Now, this, again, is just absolutely stunning. You'll see some of the road networks that just... It's like a black ribbon that goes all the way through there. just go on one of the tours here.
I wouldn't want to do it on a bicycle.
Well, it depends on whether you're going up or down.
Oh, that's true. Going down would be all right. That looks incredible.
You'll be able to see the Stigfloss waterfall there as well, 600 feet down the mountainside. It's just absolutely stunning. And then you're into one of my favourite ports in Norway, Bergen. Straight away you'll see the colourful houses on the shore side in the harbour. Great fish markets. Walking tours are quite good here because you can go up the vernacular railway up into the mountains. You can do it on your own, but just be warned, you can get lost, as I did. So I would recommend doing the tour. And Bergen's a really cosmopolitan part of Norway, so fantastic shopping there as well.
This is absolutely stunning. You're sailing back then to Tilbury. It is an incredible deal. It's better than half price. You've got a great single, and I would say a great ship as well to go on as a single person. Incredible deals on all the prices. Remember, we always have that ID number, which is 87557. You have got an opportunity, I think, of a lifetime. It's to tick off that bucket list. Not only the chance of seeing the Northern Lights, but also seeing the most incredible, beautiful scenery. It's amazing.
Norway's beautiful.
Isn't it? Look at your prices there. I mean, out of this world. But so much more to show you. But those first two cruises, that's 14 nights as well for that price, which is absolutely amazing. But we do need to move on, and we've got our third cruise. It's Norwegian Cruise Line. It's the Norwegian Jade. So another special, because we are starting off first of all in Venice, which I love.
I was really lucky, actually. We launched one of the ships out of Mestre, which you're going to be staying. There's a shipyard called Fincantieri in Mestre, and this is where a lot of the modern cruise ships come out of, so I know Venice very, very well. You've got the Grand Canal, which is a must. You've got to be out on deck, on the promenade or up top, when you're sailing away. Go for a gondola ride. Remember, you've got 2 nights here. You've got views like the Rialto Bridge, which is just superb. You've got these fantastic shops and little cafes down there. Also, St Mark's Square is great to go to. You've got to go there. The Bridge of Sighs in between, the prison, where the prisoners were taken across, hence the Bridge of Sighs. And just down from here, you've got St Mark's Square and the plaza. If you carry on to the right-hand side and across that little bridge that you can see at the bottom right-hand of the picture, there's a beautiful hotel on the left-hand side called Hotel Danieli. I have to tell you about this. It's the most beautiful hotel. You've got just gorgeous brown marble staircase, and all of the waiters are in waistcoats and white gloves. Go in there and have a Bellini. It's not the cheapest, but it will be the best. So you've got to check that out. Venice is just one of those places. You can go across the little islands of Murano as well, because of course glass is really, really important. One of the reasons why Italy as a country have glass produced way back was because of the fires. So if they had it on an island, it would be contained, and that's why Murano is on an island.
So you've got a 2-night stay here, which is absolutely a fabulous way to stay your break. Then you're getting on board the Norwegian Jade. We've got a day at leisure first of all, and then where are we heading to?
Well, I mean, the ship is a destination in itself. Great for families. Can I just say that this is perfect for some of you in the UK if you're thinking about taking the kids on holiday. Some of these dates do fall within the holidays, I do believe. Was it on this one? I do believe. Yeah, October half term. There we go. But yeah, fantastic facilities on board ship. Really, really modern. I mean, wouldn't the kids love that in October? Great weather, and then a water park for them. And then you have got all of these wonderful lounges that you can relax in. Right, onto our ports. We've got Valletta.
Stunning.
Which is just a fantastic port in itself. This is Malta's capital, and of course St John and the Knights of the Templar. It's one of those places. I always remember having breakfast out on the aft end of the ship in the Grand Harbour, because it's just amazing to see all the stone structures. The cathedral is just beautiful. You've got to go here. And then, of course, you've got all the wonderful historic sites and the gardens as well. These are just absolutely stunning. Good for shopping as well.
It's an amazing place. We worked 2 winters, sort of 6 months each winter in Malta. I just absolutely loved it.
You know, one place that I wanted to go to, I never got a chance, was the Gozo stone temples. They really can't work out how long ago they were built, but it's probably going to be one of the oldest structures in the world. So go to the Gozo temples if you get a chance to get off there. Then you've got another nice relaxing day at sea, and then you're on to Palma. What a great place. to Mallorca is a great island. We were talking about this earlier. There's certain destinations that remind you of your family holidays. You're going to be going in here for a day. You've got the cathedral, which is right down on the beach, right down on the harbour, should we say. And here you've actually got a mini version of La Ramblas, which we'll come to in Barcelona at the end of this.
Yes.
So you've got to go there and experience that, and then go to the original one. There's some great food around here, and the local delicacy. It's a fantastic prawn dish with lovely olive oil and lemon juice as well. You've got to try that. Got to try that. There's a great tour as well. If you like taking things to a little bit relaxing, there's a great railway tour that you can go. One of the oldest electric railways. So you can go on that as well. Then you're going to be heading off to Barcelona. This is great because the architecture is key. Of course, you've got all the Gaudi buildings here, which is an absolute must-have. Shop till you drop. This is just brilliant for shopping. And of course, you've got so many different things. You've got the cathedral that you can go and see, the one that's never been felicitated, Sagrada Familia. With the Sagrada Familia, one side of it is really Gothic, and then the other side of it is really, really modern.
My friend has just been here for the weekend, and they had an absolute ball, and they did and managed to see so much.
Yeah, well, if you're a football fan, of course, you've got Barcelona Stadium as well. So if you want to go to the new camp and sort of pilgrimage there, then you'll love that. But yeah, the shop in La Ramblas is just unique. It's like the South Bank, but not. You've got all of these street performers, which if you like entertainment, you'll love that. And on top of it, you've got this wonderful cacophony of all these different sort of vendors. So you've got a little florist, and then you've got a pet shop. And then you've got a little newsagent. It's just absolutely crazy.
You will absolutely love it. You've got a one-night stay in a hotel. This is all included in the price. You can see there as well, you've got a free all-inclusive drinks package. Now, that is if you book an outside or above. Now, to upgrade, it is incredible. If you go to upgrade to outside, it's $6.50 per person.
How much is a pint of beer in a bar in the UK? £3.50, £4 sometimes in London or Manchester. So just upgrade, and then you've got that complete drinks package.
And then you've got the actual drinks package. However, I would recommend the balcony, because that is just £10 per person per night.
80 quid per person for the whole cruise. It's just, why wouldn't you?
And having that balcony will be amazing, especially when you're sailing out of Venice.
I was going to say, well, sailing out of Venice would just be great with the balcony, sitting there with the doors open, and then Valletta as well would be absolutely stunning.
That is amazing as well. Have a look at what's included. Remember that all-inclusive drinks package is when you go for an outside or above, but you've got such good deals on that. I would definitely go for that. It just makes sense. You've got return flights from London Gatwick. Of course, you can always check all the sort of regional airports for you as well. That's what Planet Cruise are so good at, making it bespoke for you. And you've got a 2-night stay in Venice, and you've also got a 1-night stay there in Barcelona too. You have got an incredible package here, and if you're going for the oceanside or above, you can see here, this is your drinks package. So you've got the spirits and cocktails, you've got wine by the glass, you've got your beers there as well, and sodas and juice. So that's everything. You won't be spending any extras at all. I think this is another one that is going to absolutely fly, and as you said earlier, it's in the October half term as well. So you're
a great ship for families, so that's the perfect thing.
It really is perfect, isn't it? And those prices, I can't believe, for the October half term. 103979 is your ID number, but we've got to move on because there is more. We've got to move on to MSC. Now, MSC Splendida. This is going to be absolutely splendid because, again, what a cruise. We've got some amazing ones.
Well, where you're starting, where you're ending as well.
Barcelona, Canaries, and then we end up in Brazil.
I know, and this is one of the ones where we talk about Planet Cruise and being bespoke. There's a fantastic offer for a 2-night stay in Rio de Janeiro. You cannot get into Rio and just go, oh, OK, we're off now, jump on a plane. You've got to stay there.
When we looked at this, I looked at this with my partner last night, and that was exactly what he said. He said, oh, gosh, you'd want to stay there. And then when we looked at the notes and saw you could stay, you could add on 2 nights for £149 per person. You should do it for definite. Let's have a little look at the ship itself, first of all. Let's see what we're going to be on. She looks a beauty. Yeah,
Mediterranean Shipping Company, MSC. Look at the luxury, look at how contemporary and how modern this is. I'd actually go to say this is one of the ships that I'd love to go on for a romantic break. It's one of those things that, you know, you can glam yourself up and really indulge yourself in the world of cruising. You know, yes, you've got your ports, but this is going to be a beautiful stay. Just imagine staying in a hotel like that on land in the UK. If you've ever been on a spa day, I mean, look at the spa facilities and gym facilities that you've got.
I've honestly been looking at really nice hotels in London, and you can spend easily £400 on one night in a hotel which isn't as top class as this.
I was going to say, one thing that I do love is the F1 simulator and the 4D cinema. Everybody goes, 4D, really? But the actual seats move.
Oh,
so that's the extra fourth dimension. So it really is, you know, really, really modern. So if you love something that's, you know, modern, futuristic, then this is one to go for. Look at the food.
And I've just realised as well, this is the one where it's a free upgrade from inside to balcony. So you're paying an inside price for a balcony, but getting a balcony on board that beauty.
Look at that value in itself.
Oh my goodness. Let's see where we're going, because this is going to be incredible. We're going from London and we're going to Barcelona. Yeah, so I mean, obviously we've just covered Barcelona. If you did want to stay there, then extend your cruise and just bespoke package that when you're speaking to one of the representatives on the phone. Relaxing day at sea, and then to Cadiz. This is a beautiful Spanish port. Of course, this is the port for your sherry. So you've got to go to the Sherry Bodega and see how it's produced. You've got this wonderful old Moorish village as well. You've got the Giralda as well, the tower that you've got to go to see. And you've got the Royal Andalusian School of Equestrian Arts. If you want to do a day out and see the beautiful horses and how well trained they are. Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's almost like ballet for animals. It's amazing, it's just fantastic. Then you're into one of my favourite ports, Lisbon. This is fantastic. You've got so much to do. Shopping's really good here in Lisbon. You're going to be sailing in docking just down from the 25th of April bridge. It looks like the San Francisco Bridge. You won't be mistaken. And on the opposite side, you've got... I know we're going to be talking about Rio and Christ the Redeemer, but there's an actual link here between Lisbon and Rio, because there's a statue of Christ on the opposite side of that of the tower, the bridge that you got there. Oh, sorry, the tower that you just saw there. You've got to go down there. That's the Belém Tower, and just down from there, then you've got the Monument of Discoveries. All of the explorers that left Portugal, usually left from Lisbon. So you can walk down to the Belém Tower, and then just down from there, there's this wonderful modern stone sculpture, and it's the Monument of Discoveries. Go on a tram ride as well. Definitely worth doing that in Lisbon. And as I said, fantastic shopping. Now we're moving on now. We've got a relaxing day at sea, so you can really enjoy that beautiful ship. And we're going, to Madeira, one of your favourites. It's, Funchal is just great. The harbour's fantastic. This is one of the favourite ports for Winston Churchill as well. He loved the climate. Again, very Portuguese in itself. You've got to go up in the cable car and come down in the wicker basket. You've got to go to Blandy's, which is one of the oldest and the best Madeira wine producers of Madeira. Oh, right. Fantastic botanical gardens, great flower market. It's all undercover as well. One thing about this, it's a lovely sort of tropical island. Very, very green and lush. I remember the last time I was in there, I walked off in a shirt and smart trousers, and it absolutely poured down. Then 10 minutes later, I was sat there and I was near enough bone dry. It was just, it was an amazing place. Fabulous. Then from Funchal, you're going to be going across, staying with the Canaries, you're going to be going across to Tenerife. Lovely. It's classic. This is classic Canaries. You're near enough guaranteed sunshine, because you are really, aren't you, there? It's just perfect positioning. You've got Santa Cruz, which is just fantastic for shopping. You've got Loro Park for the kids as well, if you want to go there. You've got Mount Teide as well, so if you want to go up into the national park and see some of these wonderful landscapes. They used this in the 70s for Planet of the Apes. Because it literally looks like a Martian landscape. And of course, you've got the wonderful black beaches. Yes. Do you know what? I've only just realised, I spoke to my parents, and they said, oh, we found that bottle of sand. I was like, what? And I collected some sand from the Caribbean, but I've got this black sand in an old cola bottle that I brought back from the Canaries. You've just got to see it. But I don't recommend doing that, because, crikey, if you all start bringing that back, there won't be any left. There'll be no sand there at all. I'm sure you'll probably be arrested after. I was going to say, I'm not going to be here next Friday. I'll be extradited over there. Taking the sand back. Yeah. Then we've got some fabulous days at sea where we can, again... But it's the right way. because the thing is, when you're crossing the Atlantic this way, you're gaining an hour every night. So this is where I get younger. No, I've told you this before. No, but you say I'm gaining an hour, so I'm an hour younger, I'm an hour younger. It is great, though, because if you're going the other way... I'm an hour younger. Because the other way I'd be getting an hour older and not even enjoying that hour. Whereas I can actually do that hour again. I like this.
You're just going to be going in now. You're not going to be getting in.
Where are we sailing to when I am so young?
Going to be going into Salvador of Brazil. This is just absolutely superb.
Isn't it?
One of the greatest examples of architecture for Baroque buildings that there is in the world. You've got pristine beaches here, and you know, this is probably one of the most cosmopolitan places in Latin America. You've got these fantastic churches. You'll see some locations as well that have been in a couple of Bond films, Quantum of Solace as well. So yeah, just a fantastic place.
So that's our first stop in Brazil.
First stop in Brazil, and this is a great place for local traditional. You know, we spoke about lace earlier on. This is a fantastic place to get all your handcrafted gifts as well.
Brilliant.
Nice relaxing day at sea, and then again Búzios in Brazil. This is
wow!
Look at this. This is complete contrast. This is a small fishing village.
It's paradise.
But it's known as the sort of Saint-Tropez of Brazil, because Brigitte Bardot in the 60s made this one of her favourite haunts because, of course, she had a Brazilian boyfriend. So everybody just started flocking there. So absolutely brilliant.
That looks beautiful.
And this is all building up to the port. This is the biggie, and this is, again, once in a lifetime, Rio de Janeiro. Just take a look at this.
Oh, God.
All of a sudden you hear Frank Sinatra singing in the background. The Girl from Ipanema, Copacabana Beach, Q Barry Manilow, Sugarloaf Mountain, Christ the Redeemer. It is just one of those great places. I mean, especially with the World Cup just being there recently, they have improved it massively. And this was always a fantastic port, but now it's even better. Go down to the beaches. You've got to get your tours booked early, because you can imagine anybody that cruises into Rio, what do they want to go and do? They want to go up the mountain. They want to go and see the statues. So book with Planet Cruise and get it early.
And of course, Planet Cruise are the top agents for MSC, so definitely the cruise agents to actually book with for MSC, and then of course adding on the extra stay for just £149 per person. It's an absolute must. You will not want to leave there without staying a couple of days. You will think, why didn't I do that? And of course, jump onto the phones. Remember, it's such a deal. You've been upgraded for free of charge from inside to balcony. It works out under £59 per person per night. Add on that extra stay. Look at what you've got. You've got so much in with this deal. Check your regional flights as well. It really is an exclusive deal to Planet Cruise. This is why they are the people to book with. You've got that free upgrade. You've got your flights from London. You can check your other airports as well. And of course, I would really recommend you add on that 2-night stay. You will absolutely love it. And this price, I mean, 17 nights and a balcony, and just amazing places. But we've got to move on, because we've got 2 more cruises to do. I did, when I tweeted, I said we have got some amazing cruises, and we really have. We're moving on, top agents also to Royal Caribbean. So Royal Caribbean, and it's a bestseller. Yeah. It's one you absolutely love. So it very much is as long as the cabins last, and it's very much peak season as well, this one.
With Royal Caribbean, you've got to book early, because these ships are the desired ships of the world, because they are market leaders when it comes to innovations and technologies. These are the ships that really lead the way.
But they really are. That's sort of a step ahead, aren't they? Which ship are we on?
We're going to be on the Rhapsody. As you can see here, she's a medium-sized ship. She's got all the classic Royal Caribbean attributes of the climbing walls on board, and of course all the fun for family. And it's the places that you're going to be going to. I mean, the Greek islands that you've got here, an overnight in Istanbul, and finishing in Venice as well. I know we talked about Venice earlier on. Great that you've got that in there as well. Some of the ports that you're going to be going to, you're actually going to be flying out to Venice. And again, if you wanted to sort of, make this bespoke, ask your representative on the phone lines if you can make this bespoke, because apart from the ship and apart from the islands you're going to, you can extend at either end and really make.
In Venice would be
look at the price as well. On there. Flying out to Venice, and then you're going to be a lovely day at sea, and then into a big historic port. We're going into Catacolon, which is your port for Olympia. This is the original home of the ancient Olympic Games. You've still got the marble starting blocks there and some beautiful sculptures of Zeus. Again, this is the part of the cruise. You've got to go and see it. You're going there for a reason. This is your historic port. Then you're going to be going into Crete. Now, we're talking about this earlier on with the Heracleion Museum, with all the wonderful coins. It was so good that one of our crew up here at Ideal World had been twice. Twice, because it was so good to go and see.
funny.
I mean, Crete itself is just a fantastic island. It's one of the biggies that you'll probably remember from your family holidays. So if you do want to spend time on the beach, then you can do. I mean, just look at the beach
Beautiful,
there.
isn't it?
I mean, who could turn that down?
No, I just love the Greek island. It's just a place that seems so unspoilt, and not many places manage to do that.
And the produce that you've got, I mean, all of the olive oils and all of the ouzo as well that's going to be produced. You've got to bring back one of those little bottles. I think I've still got one at the back of the cupboard. Beautiful little bottle, never been opened.
You with your cans of sand and your little bottles.
I know. Yeah, but this is
Surprised
why
they
you
let
do
you out of
this.
these countries.
Well,
Where are we moving on to?
We're going to Mykonos. I love this. It's a party island by night and a beautiful boutique town by daytime. It's picture postcard Greek island. You've got the windmills that you've got to go and see. And I believe there's a heron that walks around in the little square that everybody feeds.
Really? Oh,
it's one of those weird things. My other half is actually...
It's like a film set.
It is. You've got the white wall buildings with the terracotta roofs. It's just fantastic little cafes. And you can see the windmills there again. It just is one of those beautiful, small Greek
We're all
ports.
intrigued. What has your other half done?
No, my other half actually went there for a week's holiday. While I was walking across the Ridgeway in the UK on the wettest Aprils in recorded history.
I knew there was going to be someone sensible in that relationship.
See, exactly. That's why we get on. Anyway, this is the highlight. The next port, Istanbul. What a port! Get up early and get out on deck because you're cruising up the Bosphorus, which is going. You've got two sides to this. As you're cruising in, you'll see the barracks for the soldiers where the story of Florence Nightingale came from.
Oh, wow.
It's the actual barracks. Everybody thinks, oh, it's just a fairy tale or a story.
But no,
that's the actual barracks.
Gosh.
Again, this is a mixing pot, real melting pot. You've got the Blue Mosque there, which has been Christian, which has been Muslim. You've got the beautiful Hagia Sophia. This is the bazaar. You can go there to get a suit. You can go there to buy carpets. You can go there to buy gold.
Brilliant.
It's just amazing. And of course, again, this is another popular film location that you'll probably recognise. So just make sure you've got your camera there. There's the shores of the Bosphorus there. It's just one of those places that until you've been there, and then the famous Maiden's Tower. This is the lighthouse, again, that was in another James Bond film.
My partner, like yourself, has cruised for many years, and it's one of his favourite places.
That Grand Bazaar, you can never tire because there's something like 4,000 stalls under one roof. So you haven't been to a market until you've actually been to the Grand Bazaar.
No,
then you're going to be going from Istanbul, lovely relaxing day at sea, and then into Athens. Another big port for history because you've got to go to the Acropolis. One of my favourite memories of cruising, I've got a black and white photograph of me at the top there of the Acropolis, and I'll never forget it because you realise the thousands of years of history that you're literally walking in the footsteps. You've got these wonderful amphitheatres where all the Greek tragedies would have been performed, where democracy was born. And one thing you've got to go to, there's the original stadium for the modern Olympic Games. We're talking about Olympia, the ancient, this is the modern. So you've got to go, and if you like shopping, you've got to go to the Plaka. It's a pedestrian area, which is just fantastic for all of your local goods. And then from Athens, you're cruising back to Venice, which is
and you've got an
lovely way to
on
end.
board there. What a perfect way to end, and you could add on a stay if you want to as well. Have a look at what is included. Your ID number for this 99524. You have got your return flights. Now, you've got flights there. Now, London and Manchester, these are free. Now, Manchester is so popular. It goes really, really quickly. However, Edinburgh has been the most popular, and there are only certain dates that are available. So if you're thinking, that'd be brilliant, we'd love to fly. I know I've got relatives in Edinburgh and really struggle to fly out of Edinburgh. You've got that included, but you do need to get those booked up really quickly. It's a deposit only, £150 per person, and you've got peak dates. I mean, it's from May, it's June, July, it's August, it's September next year. An incredible price and some, again, really beautiful itinerary. Look at all your deals there. Do not miss out. And, of course, jot down the number for your ID, which is 99524. And if you want to jump onto the phones, 0800 781 5458. Or jump onto the website. But I would really advise speaking to the people on the phones because they know everything and can answer your questions straight away. But we need to move on to one of my absolute favourites because it's close to my heart, because my partner worked for these for years, so I've spent a lot of time on Princess cruises. This is the Diamond Princess, and the price has just come down on this. This is incredible.
Just today.
This is the one we've all fallen in love with. Planet Cruise, again, our top agents for Princess, but really have put this amazing package together.
This is an exclusive because the package that you have got, you're not going to find anywhere else. The cruise, the flights, the tours, it's just one of those great locations to go to as well.
Now, we have got a little clip of film. This is Diane and Judy. Now, they came to our studios. They were lucky enough to come and watch a show live, which was fabulous. They all had a great time, but they also came because they loved cruising. And we spoke to a lot of them because they wanted to tell you, really, at home, why they think certain cruise lines are great, why they love Planet Cruise, and that's exactly what they've got to tell you now.
I've always done my research online and booked direct with Princess, but this last time, because I watched the show, I thought, I'll just see what they can do, because now we know exactly what we want, we are a bit fussy. So I rang Planet Cruise and said, I'm sorry to be awkward, but what could you offer on this? And we want this hotel, we want this stateroom on the ship, we want this cruise, we want this room in the hotel, etc. These flights, and it was can do. The whole thing was can do, and it was all done so smoothly, and the bottom line was it was a very good price as well.
How incredible, and look where we are going. We're flying out to Singapore, and we've got a 2-night stay in a 4-star hotel to start.
Yeah, 4-star hotel in Singapore. How much would that cost you? What would the flights cost you? You got this all included in this exclusive and bespoke deal. Singapore's fantastic. You've got to go to Raffles, to their famous hotel, where they throw the nuts literally down onto the floor. You walk in, you can never make a quiet entrance into Raffles. Fantastic architecture here as well. Remember, you've got 2 great days to really relax and go around. Go to Sentosa Island as well. This is usually where the ships dock as well. And of course in Singapore, great for your Formula 1 fans, because of course you got part of the circuit by the Marina Bay Sands Hotel. It's just brilliant. Then you're going to be going from Singapore on board your ship.
Don't forget we get a night tour as well, don't we, in Singapore?
Yeah,
a tour included, which we shouldn't miss out.
A nighttime tour.
Very exciting. But then we're getting on board.
Look, she's a Grand Class ship. She's a beautiful ship. And again, really, really modern facilities. Each one of these ships has got its own unique character. And, well, being the American side sort of P&O, the sort of sister brand for many years, knowing what I know, these ships, there's plenty of space.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can have that quiet, relaxing cocktail, or you can get into the hustle and bustle on board with the activities that are going to be there as well.
I mean, it sounds absolutely fabulous. And you have got 12 nights on board. You've got 2 relaxing days at sea to enjoy that ship. And you are ending up, this is just amazing, in Bali. Yeah. Oh, wow.
It just needs silence, doesn't it? Because it's one of those places, when you see the locations, when you see what you can go and do as well, you've got these wonderful temples, you've got the wonderful monkey sanctuaries as well. You've got the Temple of Ubud and the Tamarayan Temple as well, 6 royal temples. And when they're excavating all of this, it dates back thousands of years. It looks like the set for Indiana Jones or Tomb Raider. And you can see the little monkeys there as well. I know they look cute. Just go careful what you feed them. They'll have anything out of your handbag or your pocket.
Bless them.
Right, it looks like you and me.
It does,
before
actually.
Makeup.
Before and after.
I thought you were going to say speak for yourself.
We're stoned, first of all, and then we're quite real.
Yeah.
In a scary way.
But yeah, just a really relaxing Indonesian port there. Fantastically tranquil.
That's going to be absolutely amazing. We got, again, a couple of days to relax on the ship, and we're heading towards Darwin.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Northern Territory. This is a fantastic explosion of culture for you, because this is down under. This is where you're going to see your kangaroos. You're going to see all of your classic, crocodiles. The full works here. Darwin is, of course, named after Charles Darwin, because it was HMS Beagle that sailed into Darwin, and they named it after, of course, the legendary shipmate that they had. This is just great. You've got the Territory Wildlife Park. if you want to see wildlife, but then you've got the Litchfield National Park if you want to see the landscape. Let's just say the botanical gardens are great. The culture here as well is very Australian. They've got yearly events. They've actually got a beer can race that they have on water.
Oh,
you know
right.
where we get sort of the big oil drums
Yes.
and make a sort of like a raft? They do it though with beer cans.
Oh, fabulous. Oh, this is just going to be incredible. And then we've got some more relaxing days at sea, so you really get to enjoy the ship because it is beautiful. And sometimes you just think, I'd like to stay on board, and you've got the opportunity. But where do we end up?
A place that I spent my 25th birthday, I think it was.
Did
I
you?
was so lucky to fly out to Sydney, literally touchdown. You can imagine the flights are quite long with this. You don't have to worry, you're cruising in. And I remember immigration control, they actually wished me a happy birthday.
Oh,
and
wow.
that was the welcome. They're so friendly down under. And it's just so clean. I have never been to a city that is more modern, that is more clean, more safe. And you are seeing, literally, I mean, if you wanted to send postcards around the world, Sydney Opera House, tour included.
The tour is included in this deal. You'd struggle to get flights, you know, with the price you've got for the whole of this cruise. It is absolutely crazy. So we've got a 2-night hotel stay, and we've got the Sydney Opera House tour.
I was going to say, just some of the images that you see in there of the Sydney Harbour Bridge, or the Rusty Hangar as the locals call it, that's literally where you dock. So you've got the marina with the casino complex, but you're going to be docking underneath the bridge and opposite the Opera House. Now you can go out into the Blue Mountains. It's just unbelievable. Shopping there is really, really good. But you know, you've got to stay on here. There is so much to do in Sydney. If you want to travel out there and do perhaps parts of the Great Barrier Reef, you can make that sort of, you know, trek out there. Go to Bondi Beach. Hey, go to Bondi.
Go to Bondi.
Get your surfboard. My accent's terrible, isn't it?
Mine's even worse.
But, you know, there's so much. The Rocks as well. Just underneath the Harbour Bridge, you've got the Rocks, which is quite an artisan part. This is actually where all the prisoners first landed. There's some great little bars and cafes there. Climb the bridge. It's, you know, so many people that go, climb the bridge, oh, it's going to be difficult. You're actually all harnessed up, and all the harnesses are made in the UK, in Wiltshire. You go over the top. I know. I was stood at the top, and the guy on the tour was saying, "Oh, you know, who are you from the UK? Oh, whereabouts are you from?" And I said, "Wiltshire." They went, "It's where these harnesses are made. I know the factory." But you know, it's so safe, and it's great to get that photograph on top of Sydney Harbour Bridge with Sydney Opera House in the background. Ultimate selfie location.
Amazing. And you've got a 2-night stay there. But of course, if you want to add on further nights, speak to Planet Cruise. They'll make that holiday bespoke to you. Have a look at what's included. I mean, you really have got such an incredible price to think that you are seeing Singapore, you're going to Sydney, you're going to Bali. You've got such a deal here. Flights from London, you can check your regional airports as well. Those hotel stays are included, and on both of those you have got that tour as well. Singapore by night, and you've also got the Opera House tour included whilst you're at Sydney. You've got such an incredible, I mean, I can't believe what you've got. 18 nights of dream come true. And at those prices, of course, you need to jump onto the phones. Use the ID number 101650 and jot down the phone number 0800 781 5458, or jump onto the website allthews.planetcruise.co.uk. I would always say go onto the phones, though, and the reason I would say go onto the phones is they know. They've been there. They can advise you that if you're thinking, well, should I stay? Perhaps you want to stay at the beginning of the holiday and think, well, actually, I think you'd enjoy more to stay at the end of the holiday. You can do that, and Planet Cruise will sort it for you. But let's have a look at everything, because, wow, what an hour we have had. We started off with Thomson. This was so unique. 14 nights. It works out, and it's better than half price. It works out under £36 per person per night. These flights are from Bournemouth, but you can check your regional airports as well. Don't forget, on board, you've got your tips and your service charges included, and of course you've got your food included as well, so it's like full board. But then when you go to your hotel, you've got 7 nights of all-inclusive stay in a 4T Green Forest hotel, which sounds amazing. The upgrades are amazing as well, so don't forget, if you do want to upgrade, you can do that as well. So you can look into all the details for that. All you need is the ID number 8415 657. Then we had the Cruise and Maritime. Now this is a no-fly. This is a new ship to them. It's very, very popular. Some really unique ports as well. And this gives you a great opportunity. It's a really good time to try and see the Northern Lights. You're cruising from Tilbury. It's really ticking things off your bucket list, I should say. It's an adult cruise. It's better than half price, under £58 per person per night. Really great single as well, and for some of the dates it still is a deposit only, so huge savings. I mean, £1,050 off the brochure prices, so that's been an amazing one. I know both of those really, really popular today. Our third cruise was Norwegian Cruise Lines, and this is on the Norwegian Jade. Now this is during the October half term. It's 8 nights. And of course, I know some of the half turns do vary, but for majority, you've got it Venice, Malta, Palma, you've got Barcelona, you've got stays included in this as well. Incredible price and some really good upgrade prices. Now, it's really well worth upgrading. If you're going for outside or above, you've got free all-inclusive drinks, and it works out just £6.50 per person to go to an outside. If you want to go to a balcony, it's only £80 per person to go up to that balcony, and then you've got your free all-inclusive drinks package. It's an excellent deal. You can check your regional flights, and we've got some really good family prices of 3 as well, so don't forget those. So your ID number 103979. Then 4, now top agents for MSC Cruises. This is an exclusive deal. It's MSC Splendida. It's 17 nights in November over my holiday. It works out over my birthday, I should say, under £59 per person per night. This is, I mean, start Barcelona, it's the Canaries, you're going to Brazil, and it's a free upgrade. You're actually paying for inside cabin, but you're getting a balcony. You can add on stay as well. 2 nights, and I would definitely say add this on in Rio de Janeiro. It's an amazing place. You will want to stay, and it's only £149 per person for those 2 nights. And check your regional flights as well. An exclusive deal to Planet Cruise, an amazing deal. We had as well the Royal Caribbean, Planet Cruise top agents to the Royal Caribbean. Rhapsody of the Seas. Now this is a bestseller. It's peak summer dates as well. This is the Greek islands and it's Turkey. You go from Venice. Incredible price. You've got some great dates as well, and all you need is £150 per person deposit. You've got an overnight on board in Istanbul and Venice, and of course a really super. You've got free London flights, but do check out those other flights as well. Actually, Manchester is the same price, really popular. Edinburgh is just for what they've got left. And the last one as well is your top agents for Princess Cruises. This is the Diamond Princess, so your ID number 101650. I've put wow by this. It's 18 nights, Singapore to Sydney, with stays in Singapore and Sydney, which is amazing at this price. You would struggle to get flights to see these places, and it's only just come down in price to this, so it's a great opportunity to grab it whilst it's available. And don't forget, you've got tours included, Singapore by night tour while you're staying there, and Sydney Opera House while you're staying there as well. Absolutely amazing. It really has. When we saw the cruises for today, we were wowed. Yeah. Because there's been some really unique, really, unique destinations where you hadn't been, and you've cruised for
6 years. Yeah. And so, some of the places that you go into as well, like the Rio, like the Sydney. I think probably the first and the last cruise for me are the 2 highlights. Thomson, value, you cannot beat it. And again, we checked the 7 nights in the same hotel was going to be over £400.
You've got a 7-night cruise and a 7-night stay in a 4T hotel. For the hotel on its own, it was £460. Yeah. £499. It's crazy. Get onto the phones, go onto the website. A big thank you to Justine. Always great to have your company. Make sure you don't miss out.